Hello, I'm Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video. We're exploring 5 of my favourite crystals for the sign of Sagittarius. Now when we're looking at the sign of Sagittarius, we're looking at 2 different aspects today. What we're looking at, first of all, those that are born under the sign of Sagittarius, those that have that beautiful, fiery energy about them. They're very expansive, they're always looking for a good time, they're really good at bringing people together, bringing that collective together and making sure that every moment together is both beneficial and is enjoyable as well. And that's what I love about Sagittarians. They also have this big vision and they're always looking towards the future and have these goals and lofty aspirations of where they would like to be in the world and where they'd like to see the world to actually arrive as well. So it's anyone who's born on the sign of Sagittarius or has a lot of Sagittarian energy will kind of have these traits within them. But also each of the 12 zodiac signs governs a different aspect of life. What does Sagittarius govern? It governs, well, higher learning, higher understanding of religion. It can be your networks. Basically, it's about expansion and expanding yourself. And Sagittarians, as an individual, will like to expand and always look for opportunities to expand. And when we're working with the sign of Sagittarius in like maybe a full moon in Sagittarius or one of the planets has moved into Sagittarius, we're looking at how can we expand, whether that be in our education, in our spiritual understanding, in our friends, in our networks, or whether it be going on a big journey, a holiday or something like that. That's all within the realm of Sagittarius. When we think in nature, everything is either growing or decaying. And Sagittarius ensures that we continue to grow and expand so that we don't start going backwards and decaying in our life and being left behind as the rest of the world ascends and evolves. So let's explore 5 of my favorite crystals that I love to use when I'm working with the sign of Sagittarius. When a Sagittarian is balanced, they are uplifting and optimistic. They have big, lofty, ambitious goals, and they don't pause or stop to pursue them. They're diving right into action. Because of their upbeat attitude, they often have no trouble bringing a gang of like-minded people for a project or for a party. When we want to keep this vibrant energy and this infectious energy around, Carnelian, this beautiful orange type of chalcedony, is absolutely amazing for keeping this vitality. This is a crystal that is very upbeat, it energizes and it keeps us positive. It's also a really great crystal for connecting with the guardian angel of the sign of Sagittarius, and that's Agate. Agate, again, is an uplifting angel who is optimistic, very humorous, and brings in humor into our lives and helps us to pioneer new adventures and new activities to keep us growing and expanding, whether that be in our education, in our spiritual understanding, in traveling the world, or just meeting brand new people. So if you really want to get into this upbeat and action-orientated fiery energy of Sagittarius, then keeping a Carnelian by you or on you will really help you to do that. Have you heard of the aura quartzes? This is where you take clear quartz and put it in a heated vacuum with different metals. And depending on what those metals are, you get all the different colors of the rainbow. Now, when you play around with combinations of gold, iron, platinum, and indium, you can get champagne aura quartz, this beautiful champagne brown color. Now, when I work with this crystal, I find it both grounding, but uplifting like champagne as well. And sometimes I nickname this crystal the crystal of sensible fun. Now, doesn't that sound like something our parents would let us do when we were young? We're gonna have some sensible fun. But what does that mean? Well, when we're looking at this Sagittarian energy, we're talking about loving a party or a project or an adventure or an endeavor and going off into different things. Now that can be great, but if we're partying just for the hell of the thrill, then that can sometimes be not too expansive. So we want to make sure that whatever we're doing, that we keep a level head, that we are doing it with a greater purpose for ourselves and our expansion, for those that are concerned, and for the world overall. Champagne aura quartz will allow you to feel really uplifted, to feel positive, to feel humorous, and to keep that really fun-loving energy that is Sagittarian within you. But it'll also make sure that you keep a level head, that you don't go over the top, that you don't go to excess, and you don't end up exhausting yourself in any way. So this is a really great crystal for getting that balance. If you're worried that, I want to expand more, but I'm worried, this will help to keep you grounded and sensible, yet making sure you're having fun as you expand. There's a bit of a saying that Sagittarians are great for getting the party started, but not so great for cleaning up after the party. They tend to go on to the next exciting party or thrill or activity or whatever they want to do. Sometimes it's really good for Sagittarians to realize that in all their excitement and in all their goodwill, that they need to be aware of the consequences of their actions, and they must take responsibility for that. This is where blue apatite comes in. Now, blue apatite works really beautifully with the throat chakra, and our throat chakra is great for creating our future. Remember that Sagittarians, their symbol is the archer. They fire arrows into the future and off they go pursuing them. And blue apatite can really empower that ability by putting those words of desire out there. Whatever words we speak, they are vibrations and they plant seeds in the gardens of our future. If we're optimistic and positive, then our future will be full of a garden of flowers. But if we're negative, if we're downtrodden, if we're pessimistic, then we tend to plant a future garden that will be full of weeds and dead plants. This really helps the Sagittarian to make sure that they use every word that they say powerfully to start creating their future. One of the things I find with Sagittarians, and I adore Sagittarians, my mother's a Sagittarian, is they look at the long-term future, but they don't think about how they're going to get there. Blue apatite helps us to have that big vision, but also to make sure that every day we are taking action, we're communicating with people, and even in the way that we talk, act, and think is in alignment with that future plan. If we don't start taking small steps each day, then that grand vision won't come true. And blue apatite supports you in making sure that you are putting out that energy each day in every word that you speak, and that you take responsibility for any time you may say something that is taken the wrong way in the moment of, in a party or in fun and being frivolous, that sometimes other people can get hurt. And this makes sure that you really kind of sit back and look at the consequences of your words, both good and bad. If someone with a large amount of Sagittarian energy is unbalanced, they tend to leave this trail behind them of unfinished projects and unanswered messages. They'll be the life of the party, but as I said before, they're not there to help clean up afterwards. They've already gone off to the next venture. Love with an unbalanced Sagittarius may be amazing to start off with, as they love the conquest of winning your heart, but as soon as that's done, they may actually struggle with long-term relationships because they're off for the next venture or the next thrill. If you can relate to that, or if that energy is around you, then working with blue lace agate can be really great. The consequence of living a life like this is eventual burnout and dissatisfaction and feeling unfulfilled and not achieving anything. We know to achieve great things in life, there must be an aspect of stickability. And blue lace agate, as you can see from its colour, is very calming and soothing. It just encourages those with a strong Sagittarian energy to just chill out occasionally, to take stock, to look around and to have a bit of a think, to get out of action for a second and make sure that they are looking after themselves and that those they care about. When we're looking at that expansive aspect or that Sagittarian aspect of life and looking at we want to study something at university or study something spiritually or go on a holiday or make new friends, any of these types of things that are quite expansive, we want to make sure that they're done with a bit of deliberation. Is this going to benefit me in the long run? Is that going to get me towards my goal? I heard this great kind of video the other day where someone was talking about the North Star. And this is a star that in the past people used to use to navigate. And as long as they could find the North Star, they knew where they would go. What a Sagittarian, or what I guess all of us need to do in this Sagittarian aspect of life and work out where we're going, where we're expanding to, is work out what your North Star is. Where are you heading to? And then make those decisions on basically every decision, from what you have for breakfast to what you do in your day to who you hang out with to how you spend your time. And you can ask yourself, is this in alignment with where I'm heading, with my North Star, or is it out of alignment? Blue lace agate just gives you that energy to calm down for a second, just to check in and to make sure you're not just thrill chasing and that you're actually really taking time to use that energy and that vitality, that enthusiasm, that good humor, that ability to bring people together, and making sure that you're expanding in the right direction. My final crystal for Sagittarians is a high vibration crystal known as Natrolite. Natrolite. Now, Natrolite has this beautiful springtime energy. It's very uplifting and upbeat. And it's a crystal that I recommend for anyone who has the urge or feels that they have a lot to do in this lifetime, that they want to achieve great things. That is very much the ambitious, upbeat energy of a Sagittarian who is firing those arrows in all different areas and going, that's where I'm going to end up. This crystal will help to keep you in that uplifted, optimistic, positive attitude when you're faced with challenges or things start to get a little bit, dull or boring. And we always know in any project or anything we're working towards, there's going to be dull days or things where you just have to kind of do the work. Natrolite helps to keep you in alignment with that. It also is a great crystal for, again, aligning with the angel who looks after that Sagittarian energy, Agate. And Natrolite will make sure that we keep committed and that we're doing things for the right reasons and that we stay in alignment with where we actually want to head. So this is a beautiful crystal for keeping you upbeat, for keeping you activated, for keeping you energized, and for really helping you to achieve what you want to achieve in your expansion in whatever that may be. I love the fact that Sagittarius is at the end of the year, and with our Gregorian calendar we always have that period of time when we're looking at, okay, what have I achieved in the last year and where do I want to go next? That's very Sagittarian in energy. And these crystals that we've talked about and that Sagittarius energy is thinking about, how do I keep expanding? How do I keep on growing? It's about making those new resolutions of what I'd like to achieve next. As I said before, when we stop expanding, and we notice sometimes as we get older, we stop that. And what happens is you don't become stagnant, you actually get left behind. That's probably why we see people like our parents or our grandparents struggle with technology and struggle with these things, because they're not expanding with the world, they're sitting where they are. These crystals are absolutely amazing for helping us to have that vitality and that enthusiasm and that focus to expand, and making sure that expansion is also done with awareness, with consciousness, with sensibility, and with a focus as well. Now, are you a Sagittarius, or do you love working with the Sagittarian energy? I'd love to know what you think of these 5 crystals. Are there other crystals that you think are more appropriate to Sagittarius? Please share with our crystal loving community and leave a comment in the section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Barralet. Blessed be.